So all three are still there?
Yeah. What's the large changing? Is it just a bolt?
Alright, I'm going to take you down into the dry dock to have a look at our boat. Couldn't quite get a video of it all yesterday, but this is what it looks like after it's had jet wash and the first layer of paints. Look at that. I mean, that looks epic. These are just so that we can have water coming out of the boat without wrecking this beautiful blacking. That's for the shower and the sink in the shower room. It's in pretty good nick. I mean, they said it looked really good. I think there's only one area that had a bit of a nick out of it and had some filler in. That was from before our time. But for saying, I don't know if it is this bit or not, possibly. I'm saying I'll double check, but I think it's about 20 years old, our boat. Not bad, eh? And Vicky very kindly cleaned this up as well, so look at that, looks brand new. That's a job gone off Chris's list, so I'll have to add something else on. Which way shall I go now? So we're taking the weed hatch out. Let's see if I can get up there in a minute. That apparently was covered in weed, and also inside there was as well. I'll come back to that in a minute though. That's the propeller lock. I think that's a prop, but I'll double check. So these bits we're going to try and paint before we leave, weather permitting. You know, it's like once you paint one bit, you have to do the rest. Right, let's go along here whilst you can still look at this amazing job around the other side. Vicky's done a fabulous job. What lovely people they are here. Highly recommend that you get yourself up the Erewash, ignore all the things people say about it, and come here to get your boat blacked. Really lovely people. There we go. From the bow all the way down. It's nice and shiny. I think I could back boats. It looks very satisfying. It's pretty cool, doesn't it? You can see the shape of the boat there as well, look. Really interesting. I mean, we have seen it on the survey and stuff, but you don't realise how much is below the waterline. So, let me, if you can sort of see it on there, probably about here is where the waterline is, and above there's what you see normally. So there's quite a chunk underneath. That's what she looks like on the bow. It's not often you get this view of your boat. It's brilliant. Look at that. It's a beauty. Well, let me see if I can show you underneath. I love these dry docks as well. I think it's a little bit terrifying when you see them being lifted out or dragged out. Much prefer this, it seems much kinder to the old girl. Right, I think, how am I going to do this? I'll stop this video and try and do that one on another one. So I might have to do it selfie style. Hold on. How shiny it looks. Don't know if I can show you under the boat. Can you see? So that bit isn't blacked because apparently it doesn't need it due to the thickness of the steel and the fact that it doesn't get the same conditions, weather conditions affecting it because it's under the water all the time apparently. A few barnacles on there. No zombies to report. I'll just sort of show you what it looks like underneath. Let's see if you can take it up there. So I'll show the other side in a minute, but that's the weed hatch up there. Show you that from the other side. Hello. So this is all, I can't remember whether I got the name right on the last video, but that's a rudder, that's prop, and you can see there, that's where the weed hatch is. So when you see people going into their weed hatch, they remove that, which I've shown on the other video, and usually it's because you've got weed stuck around here. You have to reach down into the water because this at that point will be below the waterline, and get rid of all the stuff that is trapped around there, which makes your boat go slow or stop in some cases. How shiny it looks. Look at all this now. It's a problem when you paint one bit, makes all the other bits look skanky, so that's going to be on the list. Can't stop looking at my shiny boat. I'll try and show you this bit over the next few days. I mean, not that it matters to you because I'll be editing it, so you'll watch it when it's ready. Don't even have to wait. A few little bits, look, it's got to look at before we paint it. And then this is the weed hatch cover. That's just from where this sits, so that rubs on there. It's just to protect all of this, so that if you bang into anything, it hits that rather than damaging your prop. Very excited, looking forward to seeing the next coat. So this, I think this is the bow fender's been done as well. Look at that, that looks great. And then these are anodes, is that right? Yeah. And they attract basically anything that would eat the steel of here is attracted to them. Don't know how it works, but so when they get eaten away, you replace them, and that way it protects your hull, because whatever it is eating them. Some kind of zombie aliens that live in the water. And when I showed you earlier that bit with the filler, can you see? It's around there. So at some point either something's hit the boat or they've hit something and they've gouged that out, and that's got filler in it, which was next to the little bit I thought it was, but yeah, it's that bit. But it's fine, it's at the top, it's not structural, cosmetic, Chris says, so we'll take that. We'll take that.
Okay.
So we're just doing a bit of sanding, royal we again. I hope of giving this a lick of paint. It's a lot easier to get to while we're in the dry dock. I'm just going to supervise this job, make sure it's done properly. So there's no slacking.
No brakes.
No brakes, yeah, no brakes allowed. No longer have working rules in this country. Right. Bit more sanding and first coat. Right, so the skivvy's just putting a bit of primer on ahead of painting it. And so put a bit of primer on this as well. We might have a go at just giving this strip around here a paint, as well as these two bits, just while we can get access to it. And while this is off here, kind of, that's what goes on there, kind of makes sense to give the new paint we've got a try. I'm trying to get sort of a good colour match. Obviously that's difficult because paint will have faded anyway, so even if you get the colour that was exact that went on the boat, it will have been faded. But we're just going to test it on this bit while we can. Right, time for a coffee while that dries. To colour match, this is the original. I think we ain't going to get closer than that. It's pretty blooming good. So now I put one coat on there. That's been primed, so we've just got to paint that. And then we decided to do the whole of this now that we know that colour is right. I'm going to paint round there, paint these, and I'll show you when it's done. Right then, second And final coat has gone on. Looking very good, very pleased with it. Vicky's done an absolutely amazing job. Look at that, beautiful. All the way around, look. Look at that, looks absolutely fabulous. I'll just scoot underneath this ladder, duck down. And then we decided to give this a paint. I think I probably will have showed you earlier on where we did the first coat, just to make all that look much neater. Got another coat to do and a little bit of sanding. We're just going to sand this so we can paint it so it looks a bit better than that green. So if you want your boat doing, highly recommend that you come to Langley Mill Boatyard. Absolutely brilliant. Back so you can see some of these which we tie the buoys onto. Just realised, look, dink. So that's the inside of the boat. These have all sheared off, so we're going to have to do something with them. So Chris has redone these where that was all coming out. Just got to paint them just so it looks nice. That's a job well done, and we've just got to get so then it'll look like those. Look, perhaps have to maybe get some different screws for it. We'll see. Kind of got to use what you've got sometimes, like with this, look. So that's a bit of a bodge, but keeps it on there for now, and then we'll swap it out after. Right, so we've just put the fender back on. You see I've painted this as well. A lot better than that green. And all this has had a nice freshening up new coat. Right, so we've left the dry dock, filled with fuel, and now we are gonna moor up here and fill with water, and then possibly move over there for a few days, because we might do some painting while the weather's going to be nice. Here she comes. Look at that. Never looked so good. Well, once we've painted the bow. Right then, I better go and help and get the ropes. Thanks for watching. You know the drill, subscribe, like and all that malarkey. I hope you enjoyed the transformation of the black end. Sorry I couldn't show a little bit more, we just didn't have the opportunity to film too much for various reasons because we were out and about, but hopefully this shows you most of the process. And again, a massive thank you to Vicky, Dan and Tom at the Langley Mill Boatyard, who have been absolutely epic, especially next week as well, when we do a few more DIY jobs and stay a little bit longer than we planned. And just after this was filmed, one of us took a little dip in the canal. I'll show you that next week. So bye for now.